Hey everyone, we got some leaked footage of the Shazam movie and it looks pretty interesting. Somebody recorded it on their phone and uploaded it online for the world to see, and it's a shot of Shazam stopping a bus. So let's talk about it more right after the intro. Hey everyone, welcome to News to Astonish, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. And today I'm bringing you a new set video that was leaked online for the Shazam movie. And funny thing is that this video was shortly leaked right after the video that I uploaded about Shazam, and it was in regards to the costume details and, that pretty much all the details about the movie. Didn't get much, but the images and videos were shortly leaked. So if you look to this video right here that was leaked by some guy on Twitter, it shows Shazam in action stopping a bus, or at least saving a bus. He just finished saving one, and now he's like panting with his hands on his knees, and all of the civilians are coming out of the bus wondering what's happening, what's going on, and they realize that this caped superhero in red tights and big buff guy is just like he's just standing there and cheering, and he looks excited that he was able to stop a bus. And that you can really get a hint of it after he was doing his cheering dance, that's clearly a child in a ripped body godlike man. And clearly we have an idea what the tone's gonna be like. So that's pretty much it, and he just kind of just stumbles and then walks off from the set there. And it's pretty cool seeing that, so it kind of just reassures everybody that this movie is going to have an entirely different tone, more uplifting, a lot better. And not to confuse anybody, when I made a comment about the Man of Steel movie, I know maybe one of you guys told me that Man of Steel was not dark and brooding and deep and whatever, and I know that. I apologize if I didn't explain a little bit better, or I didn't use the right full of words. But Man of Steel, if I'm going to be clear about Man of Steel, it does have a darker tone. It is a bit deep and brooding and more serious than any other Superman movie there is. Just following the success of the Dark Knight trilogy, the Man of Steel movies kind of followed suit and implemented more of a dark tone to it, because that just seems to be the kind of thing where movies that are darker and grittier attracts more attention, and it attracts an overall bigger audience, and people reciprocate really well to it. Well, I didn't mean in a way where Man of Steel is just completely dark and that's pretty much it. No, to explain a little bit better, Man of Steel is not as hopeful as I wanted it to be, and it is darker, from color tone to the cinematography to the tone and to the mood of the film. It's just overall a bit darker, and that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say. And Superman is a hopeful character that should be filled with color, that should be filled with hope and love, and it should be looked as a type of movie where people can look up to, because Superman is the boy wonder. He's a great superhero, and it looks to me that Shazam is going to be the Superman movie that we've all wanted, and at least in modern times, in a day and age where dark tone movies get more attention. But that seems to be not the case, now, because this, we're going back to hopeful movies where the superheroes are heroic and they're amazing and they're not dark and brooding and sad and depressed all the time. Warner Brothers and DC overall listened to the critical reception from past DC movies that came out, like Man of Steel perhaps, and Batman v Superman. So Warner Brothers is listening very carefully, and they're going to be changing the tones of their future DC movies going forward. So yes, this movie looks really hopeful. I'm very surprised actually with the new Shazam costume. Didn't expect it to look like the way it does right here in this movie, in the set right here, and also with this picture that we got online. It really looks like Shazam came right off the comics. It's very reminiscent of the Kingdom Come Justice League Shazam character, where that character is big, buff, and he has a bright red costume, and he looks very realistic in those comic panels. But this, it really took me by surprise. As far as the fabric and what the material's made out of for the costume, it's extremely different from like the other costumes from like the other superheroes. It doesn't look leathery or rubbery, or it doesn't look like it has like a lot of layers to it. Aside from the gauntlets and the boots, the cape and the color of the suit is very bright compared to like the rest of the superheroes in the Justice League. And I think that this movie is gonna be great. I know that fans are not reacting too well to like the design of the costume, but I think in post-production that'll be fixed and it'll probably look a little cleaner and a lot better in post-production. I mean, these movies, like costumes on sets, don't look as good in person as they do in the films, because in post-production that's really a quick, easy fix. So don't worry guys, I think this movie is going to be great. With the direction that they're taking this movie, it's going to do just fine. So those are my thoughts on this leaked video. What are your thoughts on the leaked image? Do you think that Zachary Levi will play a great Shazam character? Let me know your thoughts. And if you don't think so, who would you like to see play Shazam? So as always guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I will see you all in the next comic panel.